You are now listening to a new episode of Man, Shut Up. I am Wally World. Check this out. We are now at episode 8. Ocho. Feel me? And since we at episode 8, I want to just take a time out for one of my idols in Kobe Bryant. And I want to take a moment of silence again just for him passing too soon. Sleep well, King. Sleep with your daughter. Show her what's going on. And to the families that was involved with him as well, we salute you. Again, let's get back to the topic. And the topic is Cooch versus Brain. Ooh, shit. Now we're getting real. Versus. But anyway, let's get to the topic because the jig is up. And I want to say this because, again, this is a man's man of podcasting. And if you can't take what I'm about to say right now, ladies, I advise you to cut this shit off. Because we about to get real intense on that ass. And due to the fact that I'm from HPNC, which is High Point, North Carolina, for the ones who don't know, we gets it in and we don't give a damn, so we don't give a fuck. Again, Cooch versus Brain. Now that is a touchy subject because a woman says both of them are fire. I really don't hear women really being honest and say one is worse than the other. Really, I don't. But again, your man will always pick one over the other. Now let's get into it. Now, ladies, I need you to pull out your pad right now. Pull out your dunce handbook right now and get to writing down these notes. Okay. So now for the ladies that think their coochie is bad, raise your hand. All the girls that got the good coochie say, ow. All the girls that got good brain say, ooh. Nah, we're gonna stop that bullshit because this is not the club. And due to COVID, we ain't been in no club in ages. So now, let's go back to this cooch because see, the cooch is the stove of the kitchen. The cooch, it takes time to prepare that food. It takes time. You can put it on bake or broil. Then you can put it on the stove top and you can, saute, you can skillet some things, you can heat some stuff up, you know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things with the stove. The stove is like the of food. No stove, you can't cook Thanksgiving dinner. No stove, you can't fix that nice birthday meal. No stove, you can't even bake the dessert and the cakes that need to be baked. That cooch is one of a kind. That cooch has to be, I had to make noises like onomatopoeia in this motherfucker. Your cooch got to be right. Alright? And more times than not, if you are with a man right now and you have longevity with a man, your cooch is fire. Because ain't no man leaving no good coochie. I don't listen. Before we get to the main ingredient, ain't no man leaving no woman with no good coochie. Alright? Now that does not mean he gonna be with you, but you gonna be in his life. That man is still gonna be fixing your tires right now. And you know he ain't got no business because he can't come back to stay. But he will do whatever it takes to be around you. So if you have that in your arsenal, ladies, you got fire coochie. When you don't got fire coochie, you ain't getting shit. You're not even getting your calls answered. Your text is said, it's been seen, but no replies. You need to change your spark plugs. But again, coochie is the stove of the kitchen. And brain is the microwave. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there be some days where that microwave is popping. It might can reheat up some food sometimes from that stove. microwavable dinner sometimes hit the spot when you're too lazy to get to that stove. Now, if you put both of them together, my God, you can get a fresh meal and the meal from yesterday and eat both of them, and you won't know the difference. But again, if you see how the way I decoded that, you just take your time and write it down the way I said it, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. But even with that being said, your man can still pick which one he will take. And ladies, if you don't believe me, go to your man right now and ask him, say, hey, if you had to pick one for the rest of your life, Cooch or brain, which one would you pick? That man already had an answer instantly. It went straight to his brain. He's gonna take time to analyze because he wants to make you feel good, but I promise you, he got that answer in his mind as soon as your lips ended. And cut that sentence short. Now again, Cooch versus brain. Some of y'all gonna say, well, I know one of them is not as good as the other, so I already know it's probably the best one for me, so I'm gonna pick this one. Trust me, there are so many ways why that man would pick the thing that's not that good over the one that is good. Let me explain why. Because see, let's just give a hypothetical statement here. If you think that your brain is better than your cooch, that means that was the first thing that you was willing to give out to a man, is that brain. So he'll rather take what the man in the past ain't really get that much compared to that cooch. Didn't think about that, did you? And now he knows that he can work with you with that brain to make you a monster. And now he'll know his purpose in the sexual bedroom. He knows that I made her a throat goat.
Let's get it on.
Didn't even think about that, did you? Cause you've been ready to throw that puss on him because guess what? My head ain't that good. Tisk tisk. Stop thinking. Now, sometimes he don't need all that. But now, vice versa, same deal. You know, no, I know that my head ain't that good, so whatever. Everything is opposite, and he's gonna probably pick the opposite one because it's the least traveled, least road traveled. Now for the other guys, they would take what's the best. But at the end of the day, that man is gonna pick and have one already on top of his head. But now I'm gonna go a little deeper with the guys who already have their choice. I can imagine to you that 80% of the time a man will take that brain than that coochie. Isn't that crazy? It's the thing where it comes with a lot of safety hazards. See, the brain is the one that'll stop an argument. Ladies, I shouldn't even be telling y'all this, but head is the answer. Yes, you might got some fire coochie, but it's something about that brain. That brain is a different beast. And I'm telling you that more men will pick brain over cooch. Now some of y'all sitting there now like, damn, all I do is give him coochie. I don't barely even give him brain. And that's a problem. Brain is the thing that you know you fucked up all day and you know he pissed off. You can do that and that nigga cook you dinner. Especially if you are a throat goat. I mean, you gotta be. But even if you're not off the hook, I would ask you to always work on things that you're not good at. You want to be a well-rounded player. I don't even have to sit there and have millions of guys around me to tell you that a man will take that brain faster than that cooch. Because again, like I said, if you don't think your brain's that good, or you don't feel like doing it, or you a lazy heifer, you just been giving up coochie. And you know with coochie, you really can do nothing but just throw it in the stove and sit. You could just lay to the side and give him some coochie and you ain't even gotta really be into it. You get on top, your knees go out, the check engine light comes on, you're done after a while. And you find yourself laying on your back and the man's doing all the work. That's another reason why a man will pick brain, because he know he doesn't have to do that much and it's all about your skill. Again, Men fix food in 15 minutes. Ladies, you think I'm bullshitting? Tell your man to fix you a meal on the stove and see how if you don't turn that damn oven up to 500 degrees. Just so that food could be done. It be done on the outside, but raw as hell on the inside for some of these guys. It's not that time consuming. If you are a champion and you got a World Wrestling Federation belt around your shoulder, that means you can get him in and out before you plug a motherfucking lamp up. Some of y'all be overthinking it, so you don't do it. But that is your way out. Some of y'all are in this culture now where, hey, I need a man to give me money and all that. And have you noticed that the man, when you saying all that, and you probably been getting up a lot of cooch, you ain't got no money yet. Did you even know by facts that even prostitution, which some of y'all are going to head your way to, is head? I've done my research. More prostitutes have admitted that their money comes from sucking some penis. I hope you don't have kids around you. You might want to remove them at this point. My bad. But it's sucking penis. It's not giving the coochie. And that's why even when they get coochie, some of them even ask for head too. They get a 2-for-1 deal, but that head will be on part of the schedule. Trust me. I'm just telling you what your man's gonna tell you, but he's gonna try to make it sound so simple and so sweet to you and say, girl, you know I wanna give you some, I want some of that cooch. He's lying. That man just thought about all the work he gotta do, all the shit he gotta do, start the first move. When you're doing brain, he ain't starting shit but pulling his shit down and getting his stance where his feet has grip. Preferably with socks on or a pair of Timbs. Trust me, head is first. Now for the ones who are very respectful, because there are some men that are super duper respectful and say, hey, head to me, brain, it's, it just looks disrespectful and something wrong with them niggas. Please. Now ladies, I'm gonna even go deeper. For you throat goats out here, y'all can give me a high five. It has never let you down. It'll never let you down. And one thing about brain, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. Why would he pick cooch? The thing is with women, my cooch, your coochie shows us rare meat 7 days in a month. We already know with cooch, we are a week out. We only get 3 good weeks of cooch. But brain, we can get that shit every day of the month, including the leap year. So ladies, if you are the one that's trying to figure out which one you need to do, get out your lazy stage. You have a better percentage of giving up that head. But head versus cooch. And I know a woman gonna come and tell me, nah, my cooch so good, I ain't gotta give no head. Look, girl, stop. This is not 1986. Yes! All right? Yes! It is 2020. It's not taboo anymore. Get from up under that Plymouth Rock. I remember back in my day, and it wasn't that long ago, because I'm not gonna tell y'all my age, but it was taboo to tell that you was giving up that brain until somebody exposed you in a letter. Or somebody caught you red-handed themselves. And it was bad when it went from word of mouth to word of mouth. Oh man, the story changed a lot. It went from you was on top of a ceiling sucking on some penis, and you was just sitting there laying on his lap. But nowadays, nobody gives a damn. So I'm giving you gems within gems. If you are a woman that's trying to go the prostitute route where you need money and you need it fast, give up a little brain. I guarantee you'll get what you need. Some bills paid, trips around the world, flued out. And I ain't talking about the old corny ass heifers. I ain't gotta do all that to get flued out. We ain't talking to you, heifer. Turn the motherfucker off. We are talking about cooch versus brain. There are choices to be made. Head is the answer. What more can a man tell you? But I forgot, some of y'all don't listen to men anyway. But again, you're on a man's podcast where we can express what we want to express without any slander or judgment. Now go on, get it. Some of the fellas are smiling and nodding their heads right now because they will stop doing what they're doing for that brain. That cooch can wait a little minute. Especially when we have experience of having sex. After a while, the cooch, the value is not as grand unless it's new. Now, new cooch, that's a totally different subject. We are not gonna discuss that. Matter of fact, we are gonna discuss that. Now, ain't nothing over top of some new Cooch, but after that, it's like a car on the lot. When you take it off the motherfucking lot, the value drops. But brain, that shit is like gold, okay? It's very hard to drop the rate of gold unless you're in a pandemic, which is also very rare. Trust me, that brain can go anywhere. That man will get brain at his mama's parking lot or in her driveway. He don't give a damn. If you willing, he's with it. Ladies, I just showed you something that you can do to get you out of jail damn near from a man. He's not gonna tell you that because he don't want you to feel degraded, but I'm telling you, listen to Uncle Wally. Ain't nothing wrong with getting down and scuffing up a little knees from time to time. Some of y'all are tomboys. Y'all know the feeling. Rub a little dirt on it.
So why don't you get on your knees?
And get back to work. Because men are now, the older they become, they're like, you know what? We always tired of being the first move to approach you. Now the first move in sex. Now the first move to give you the stroke. Now the first, look. All you got to do, man had a long day, go on there and serve him up. Your husband, boyfriend, boo, date, all that ain't gonna stop. He is never gonna stop you. But again, we will do the damsel in distress move. Hey yo, what you doing? But we still unbuttoned. We ain't, shit, I ain't even gonna go that deep. I told you what you could do. Cooch versus brain, it's a no-brainer. Trust me. Oh, you don't want your man to go with his boys? I shouldn't even be saying it because this is man code. But again, guess what, ladies? You're not gonna listen. You don't want your man to hang with the boys. You ain't gotta take your time to give up Cooch and do all the hard work like that. Just make sure your throat and your neck is in order. Trust me, that man will be like, you know what? Fuck them boys.
Hell yeah.
That man will turn his phone off if he know he's getting a little bit of throat go. You don't know how to do it? Get around people and fellowship. Y'all talk about everything else. Go to your nearest throat goat in your group and say, girl, I got to be on your level. That's probably the girl with all the money. Got all the plugs, can get you in the club for free, getting free shit, free bottles, getting Amazon boxes put at her door that's not even under her name. That's the one you reach out to. Be a professional with that. And to the ladies that got good Cooch and good brain, God Tomati, why have they not gave you a ring of honor whatever city you're in? You can't lose. But even with both of them being great, that man said, please give me brain for 5,000 Alex. It's just safer. I ain't gotta worry about no babies. I ain't gotta worry about all of that. And one thing about it, if it's a little side piece, fellas, because from again, I've not always been righteous. But if you get that brain and quit running to that Cooch, I've never heard no side piece try to tell your main lady that she sucked your penis yesterday. If you think about it, they always want to say, we did have sex. Yeah, because you did all the hard work and still got told on. Slip something up in the tonsils. Now again, y'all didn't hear that from me. Because again, I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm pure. I've been dipped in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. And that's a fact. But I've always been honest. And at one time or another, I was that unrighteous, wretch guy. But I was blind, but now I see. So I'm just passing the message to you guys who feel like wanting to go out there and still do it. Because I'm blaming on the pandemic. Everything is just tragic right now. I don't blame you. But I ain't got time for the headache. Yeah, that's something neither. That's neither here nor there. Cooch versus brain. Ladies, try it. I'ma give you a test. When you get your man, just fuck with him. Don't do it if you don't feel like you don't feel comfortable. But just try it out just to see the reaction. And that'll tell you everything you need to know. If you got a little date, just sit beside him at the house while you're Netflixing and chilling, and then just lay your head in his lap and watch his body get stiff as a board. He's ready. That nigga start either flexing or squirming. He's prepared. You bet not. And then just lay back up and then look at him. And he's gonna have the eyes wide like Michael Jackson at the end of Thriller with the yellow eyes. Trust me. Believe what I say. And if you are a lady that feels like, I don't really want to be told to give some brain, you better get out of 1986. You better get out of 1986. Because the same way you don't want to cook every day is the same way you don't want to have to give up that cooch every day. And sometimes a little bit of that brain goes a long way. Just like that microwavable dinner. But again, I appreciate you guys for listening to me. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have an event, music, you have anything going on, a business, you want to tell me anything to get to the masses, hit me up at flamegametime84@gmail.com. And if you missed any of this or you fell asleep, the topic of this one was Cooch versus Brain. It's a no-brainer. And as always, love yourself, love each other, be mindful, and be wise. And as always, peace and love.
Disclaimer: if you do not agree with anything that we just said on this whole podcast, then guess what? That means that we know that your brain is whack. And we need you to go to Pornhub.com and go in the search engine and put in throat goat, put in girl can't pay rent, so she sucks some dick. I guarantee you'll see how hard she's working just to get that money. So it's the facts. And as always, don't try to get mad at your man because we are telling exactly what he's thinking. You just sit back, fellas, and let this happen. And as always, if you have any other questions, concerns, or help, you need 1-800-GIRL, please. 1-800-CHILD, please. 1-800-GIRL, we know you at. 1-800-THROAT-GOAT. 1-800-GAG. 1-800-CHILD, try. And 1-800, you ain't doing it, so you ain't got no money. 1-800 prostitution as well. That's our main line. Man, we know. Speaking the truth and no feelings. This is a black ran business, which means at the beginning, we broke and we need your help. And we are trying to grow the channel for season 2, as we have a lot of things going on in store. And we halfway in season 1. So if you want any help or any donations to this channel, you can easily cash out this channel at WallyFlame84. Because again, in order to start something, you gotta have something. We ain't here with feelings. We're here for truth. Peace and blessings.